group of artists and explore how art has enriched their lives. The art world. High culture, big prices, and even bigger words. What about artists with disabilities? What is the value of art for them? Carmony Neer is 56.
Hello.
She doesn't say much and has an intellectual disability. She's a full-time painter and her work has been exhibited alongside prominent Kiwi artists. Danny Miller. He's 49 and lives in San Francisco. He has severe epilepsy and an intellectual disability.
Right.
Two of his works are in the permanent collection at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. Meet William. He's 45, has autism and lives with his mum in San Francisco. His paintings sell for thousands and his images have been used in fashion creations by designer Marc Jacobs. Andrew Blythe lives with paranoid schizophrenia. He spent most of his life in psychiatric hospitals or on the street. His exhibitions are sellouts, and his works now caught the eye of international collectors. All of these artists work full-time at their craft. Surely it's about more than throwing a bit of paint around and keeping people's days filled. We want to find out what value art brings to the lives of people living with a disability. San Francisco boasts the world's largest space for artists with disabilities. Creative Growth was the first studio of its kind, opening its doors over 40 years ago. Back then, many judged art as merely therapy or a way to fill time. Here, the artists are recognised for their pure talent.
Well, you know, I think we probably all have some experience of being around people with disabilities in the greater world. We see them on the bus. We see them maybe walking down the street, and we have a concept in our own minds about who they are or where they fit into society or whether they do or not. You know, I don't know. I think we all have our preconceived notions, and that doesn't exist here at Creative Growth.
Sit up, take note. This is Dan Miller and his huge works in paint and pen.
The dirt.
He has an intellectual disability and wears a helmet to protect his head when he has seizures.
The light bulb on and off.
Dan likes words. His favourite's making it into his art.
Electrician. Right? On and off. Right?
He's been coming here to Creative Growth every day for the past 10 years.
For as long as he's been here, made the same kind of artwork, which is taking the words that are in his mind and in his language that he repeats and putting them down on the page. Again, he's telling a story, and over time that story has created a beautiful composition on a page.
Sandy.
Sandy.
Live here.
She lives here?
Right.
Dan, too, has been completely infiltrated into the insider art world. His work hangs at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. He, too, has had exhibitions at White Columns and internationally that have sold out and given him a lot of people come to visit him. And I would say that he really has had a shift of being a kind of quiet, shy person to learning how to be social. So art has been this sort of touchstone for him in that way, where he's really come out of his shell.
Street switch. Right.
Right.
A street switch.
Right.
On and off.
Daniel Miller's works sells for between $2,000 and $2,500. And again, the money that goes into his pocket has just provided comfort for him and his living situation.
That's 4,000 New Zealand dollars. The art world recognises his genius. The disabilities are relevant.
In the beginning, the biography was very important. You know, this is a person with a disability. Wow, I can't believe they can do this. And over time, the viewer, the public has been able to really look at the art, really understand what the artists are doing, and look at the value of the piece that's been made. And not only that it's been made by a person with a disability, but the contribution that it's making to the larger contemporary art world.
What are you writing?
A treat. Treat. S-T.
These artists need support, and the world wouldn't be aware of their talents if it wasn't for creative growth.
Right? Like a twitch on the chain.
The sad
Right.
truth is that people with disabilities have limited access to the arts. These artists don't have a qualification from an art school, so they're called outsider artists. In New York, Suzanne Brown organises her world into boxes.
I particularly like these ones.
The simplicity of her work is refreshing.
Who are these people?
My mother over here, and my sister Claudia, me, my sister Connie, who's the youngest, and my sister Barbara.
What I enjoy about work by self-taught artists is the intuitive quality, the mark making. Often there's an obsessiveness, and I was thinking when I was walking around here, I wonder why that is a quality of work by self-taught artists. Often, perhaps, there's an ability to focus that other artists don't have. There's too many voices in the world, critical voices. Maybe art theory gets in the way. Art school, there's exams, there's timetable. Maybe there's an ability of self-taught artists to listen to their intuition more fully, without a filter.
With an exhibition comes visibility. The art and the artist are exposed to a lot more people. I'd been told about an artist whose huge impressionistic canvases had been snapped up by an international collector.
They're my name. Okay.
At 56, Carmine Nair's talents have finally been discovered.
I think the work is exuberant, and I think her infatuation with certain colours comes across. I love the fact that she's titled the show Yellow, Pink, Red, Orange. It's almost irrepressible, and it's consistent. The work is strong. She's having a good time painting too, you can tell. It's nice to capture the pleasure of paint.
Normally shy, showing her work to the world is giving Carmine more confidence. She's engaging with the community.
I think it's meant an awful lot to Carmine. She's empowered as an artist, seeing her work up on display in this community space. She's got a huge sense of pride around that, and that was kind of portrayed on the opening night with the number of people she was showing around and confidently talking about her work.
This is Carmine's show, Yellow, Pink, Red, Orange. Her massive impressionistic paintings are part of an exhibition with recognised Kiwi artists.
No, pink.
Carmine's family had expected she'd probably never have a special interest in life. But 4 years ago, Carmine began painting at Sand Studio, a creative space for people with disabilities. Carmine's artistic ability astounded her 85-year-old mum.
Well, just 2-3 years back, she started coming up with the artwork, and I thought it might be something just ordinary. When I went to see the painting, I was quite surprised. I couldn't even believe that my daughter has done that huge paintings, you know, with some of my friends. And it was really a big thing for us in the family.